Hi, and welcome to Electric Gourmet. I'm Harry Phillips, filling in for Norma Schroeder. This is a great show today. It's cooking with kids. For you grandparents, you parents, aunts and uncles, if you're looking for something to do with the kids this holiday season, you'll be able to stay indoors and do a little cooking with them. Our guest today is Susan Miller and her son Jordan. Welcome to the show. And if you're wondering what that rousing welcome was, that's Mrs. Davis's second grade class at Charles School. So once again, you guys, that's Jordan's classmates. Is that right, Jordan? Your classmates here? Super. Susan, this is kind of a great thing for us because we've really never cooked with kids before. So maybe you'll kind of share with us some of your cooking secrets with the little ones here. So give some people out there some ideas to do that with their kids too. So.
Well, I don't know if I have any secrets, but we brought a few recipes today that we thought would be pretty. They're very simple to make with kids.
That's what we need. We need simple.
And they all include ways that kids can get involved in and actually help prepare the food instead of just waiting for it to be put on the table.
Absolutely.
So,
I'll just let you go ahead and start something there with Jordan.
Okay. Well, we're going to use a helper from Jordan's class. We're going to use Enrique. Enrique, if you could come up here, we're going to have you help us with this. And if you can scoot over, Jordan. First thing we're going to make is called monkey bread. And it's where the name came from, I have no idea.
Well, that would fit my voice. So.
We're going to make monkey bread, and it's very simple for kids to do. The first thing we're going to do is to take a bundt pan, or it doesn't have to be a bundt pan. I just like the way a bundt pan makes the bread look after you're done with it. We're going to spray it with cooking spray. So, sorry, Jordan. So nothing will stick. And then, Enrique, could you open the can of biscuits, please? You want to get a can of biscuits. I like the jumbo kind from the store, and unfortunately, I forgot the biscuits today, so people here were able to pinch hit and provide some for us. Whoop, and it explodes on you, doesn't it? You take the biscuits out of the can. And we're going to can you guys separate the biscuits? There should be about 10 of them.
Well, Jordan, you and Enrique will be on our website. As a matter of fact, all the recipes that Susan and Jordan and Enrique are making us today will be on our website at www.rp-l.com. And you can also call us at 973-7200 for the recipes.
And what we're going to do with the biscuits, guys, is we're going to cut each one in fours. So cut it across half one way and half the other. You guys know what fours are because you've been studying that in math lately.
Very, very nice, Mrs. Davis. You're doing a great job.
So we're going to cut them into 4 pieces. Great job, Enrique. And this is great because your kids can make this and you could just stand here and watch.
Absolutely.
You don't have to do anything.
So how long have you been able to get your kids to do this?
Jordan's been helping me in the kitchen probably since he was maybe age 2 or so. He would do simple jobs like helping me stir batter. Or, another job that's great for kids helping in the kitchen is like putting individual muffin cup liners and muffin cups and things like that. Because he has a younger sister who likes to help too. So those are the kind of jobs she has now. And Jordan's advanced. You
have a neat acronym out there called EAT. So I'm sure everybody would like to hear what EAT stands for.
Well, when we talked about doing the show for kids, we wanted to make things that were easy to prepare, affordable to buy, not real expensive, strange ingredients, and then tasty to eat. So makes the acronym EAT that we came up with. But that's what you're looking for when you're working with kids, is things that are easy to do and that aren't real expensive. So, or at least that's what we're looking for, since we're kind of on a budget.
So you do this with your daughter then too? I know you have a little daughter then too. She helps with Jordan?
Hang on just a second. Yes, she does. They're both big helpers in the kitchen. Now while Enrique's finishing up his pieces of his biscuit, Jordan, could you pour the 1/4 cup of sugar into the pan? This one right here. We're going to mix a 1/4 cup of sugar and then a teaspoon of cinnamon. Oops. We're going to fill this up. This is a 1/2 teaspoon, so we're going to fill this up. Can you fill this up twice? You can stick the spoon in. Stick the spoon in. I'm going to fill that up twice because we're going to roll the little balls of dough into the cinnamon sugar so they taste nice and nice and sweet. Like that. Great job, Enrique. Can you pour that in? I'm going to level it off.
That's right. He's doing a better job
That's
than I
right.
would have done with it anyway.
That's fine. There you go. Good. You can pour that in. Enrique, if you could stir that up, that would be a big help.
Well, everybody has a job to do. That's fantastic.
Well, I think kids enjoy being involved, and it helps them give a little sense of ownership to what they're working on. So,
I don't mind it when things are being cooked. I especially like the helping out when there's raw cookie dough. You know, I really like to stick around for that.
Me too.
So.
Me too. Jordan, you like that too, don't you, bud? Can you stir that up, Enrique, so it's all one? It should be about all one color. Shouldn't see like dark and light spots. Can you stir it up there? Good job.
So Enrique, you're Jordan's classmate, is that right?
He and Jordan are buddies, aren't you?
That's right. And they'll be famous together
That's
on
right.
TV.
That's right. Then once it's stirred up, we're gonna, guys, we're gonna put these in the pan and we're gonna just stir them up so they all get coated with the cinnamon sugar. And then once they're coated, we're gonna stick them in the pan and put them in the oven. And they're gonna be really good.
No, no doubt about it. I think we have a hungry audience out here too.
And what we like to do after we bake them is, after they cool for a couple minutes, we just take a few tablespoons of that ready-to-spread frosting that you get in a can. You don't have to make any frosting. Just heat it up in the microwave a couple seconds and drizzle it over. It makes a nice glaze for the monkey bread. So, and the kids love the frosting. So you can use more or less frosting depending on what kind of frosting eaters you have. Okay, you stir that up so they all need to be coated with the cinnamon sugar. Yep. You guys are doing a good job.
They are doing a swell job.
Do you help your mom in the kitchen, Enrique? Yeah?
You help that? That is great.
Good.
Good job.
Your mom or your dad? Yep. Okay, now we're going to can you make sure each one is covered with cinnamon sugar, and you can put it in the pan, and then we'll be all done. We can stick that in the oven and move on to our next recipe. Can you coat each one with the sugar? There we go. I'm going to make sure they're all covered. And while they're working on that, I'm going to get started on our next recipe, if I can do that.
So usually, how many things do you work on at a time, Susan, when you're working with the kids? I mean, you just start
One.
One. Understood.
You do one. The next thing we're going to do while they're working on that is we're going to make what's called magic wands, which are pretzel rods dipped in a white chocolate and then coated with sprinkles.
Super.
And the fun thing about that is that some of the kids remember that because last year for Jordan's birthday, I brought the magic wands to Jordan's class. So a lot of the people in the audience have had magic wands before.
Do you remember those? You like them?
Yeah?
Yeah, good.
Lots of people do. Yeah. Lots of people do.
Very successful.
Okay. Well, to do that, you need to take a package of white chocolate chips or almond bark, and you're going to melt that in the microwave. You can do it over the stove, but I like the microwave because it's faster.
Okay.
So
I think we're set for about a minute now.
Great. So we'll stick that in the microwave.
Well, I should say you're doing a better job than I would have ever done on this thing. I had a job one time of cutting up bananas. I got fired.
Surely not.
Yeah, I was.
And you can arrange it in the pan however you like. It can be whatever you like. And like I said, you don't have to use a bundt pan. You can use any size that you have at home. But I just like the way it looks when it's finished. It looks real pretty. I'll help you there, guys. Enrique, you're doing a fabulous job. And then there's usually some cinnamon sugar left over, so I just like to sprinkle that on top. It makes it a little more cinnamony.
Okay. I was thinking maybe toast.
But, well, sure, if you wanted. Yeah, but I think you can never have it too sweet. That's my motto. I think there's some people in the audience who would agree with that.
I think so. I think so.
Never have too rich or too sweet. All right. And Jordan, if you'd like, you could stick this in the oven. Thank you, Enrique, for your help.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Hey, everybody, give Enrique a hand. Nice job.
Stick it in here. Great job.
Jordan, that is fantastic. Good thing we have those pop cases for you. You know that? Yeah.
Let's see. This is going to take a little bit longer. If we could have can the microwave go for another 45
Certainly,
seconds?
certainly.
The microwave's too high tech for me. I can't figure that one out. So I'll let the master of the microwave.
Master? No, I'm winging this totally.
Master of the microwave can take over. Nicole, could you come up and help us, please?
Nicole is going to help us, another one of Jordan's classmates.
That's right. That's right. While we're waiting for the white chocolate to melt, we're going to make a caramel apple dip, which is a real favorite in our family. Jordan, can you open that up and put it in the bowl, please? We like to have it all year round, but especially in the fall. It's especially
absolutely.
good. So I highly recommend it for your Thanksgiving get-togethers and stuff. It's
Well,
a
going
nice
to a
appetizer.
fair, I can't help but get a caramel apple with the peanuts on it and all that other stuff.
Yeah,
Not that I
yeah.
have it very much, of course, but you know.
It is delicious. It is delicious. The caramel apple dip we make is really simple. It just calls for a package of cream cheese. And you can use the light kind, you can use the fat-free kind, it doesn't matter. It all gets the same result no matter what, if your family's watching fat.
I'll get this out of here for
Oh,
us, Susan.
thank you.
Is this about what you're looking for, or do we need to?
I need to give it a stir here, yeah. You can use any kind of the cream cheese that you like.
Oh, if I had a spoon right now, that'd be gone.
Looks like we need to melt it just a little bit longer, but we'll hold off on that for a second. Can you get it open? It's kind of tricky, isn't it? Kind of sticks to the package.
Well, I think under all these lights, it's probably heated up some in here.
But the caramel apple dip is really good with any kinds of apples. I brought Jonathan apples today, but we really like it with Granny Smith apples. It's just those are real tart, crisp.
But
good
you can
apple.
make with any kind of apple, then.
Oh, sure, sure. That's just our personal favorite at home. But although we made it the other day for my family, and the Granny Smith apples were too tart. My nephew tried them, and he said, "Oh, I don't like these." So we just tried to make it a little simpler for the kids today, something they might like a little better. Nicole, can you start smushing up the cream cheese for us?
Well, that's the kind of job I could do.
Yes, smushing the cream cheese.
Smushing, yes.
And Jordan, if you'll fill the cup measure with brown sugar, please.
Yeah, I watched Jordan do this before the show.
Yes, we had to practice, right?
Yeah, that was very, very good. That's a real gift, Jordan.
And with brown sugar, you want to smush it down really hard. You want to make sure it's really packed in. See, sometimes it helps to use the side of the bag just to push it in and make sure it's all packed.
So
There you
a
go.
lot of you at the second grade class, do you help your parents do this too? Do you? Good.
Look at all those
Look
hands.
at this. Yeah, that's great.
There you go. And then you can dump that into Nicole's cream cheese there. That's perfect. Perfect. There you go. Nicole, now your job's gotten a little harder, Nicole, because you got to smush that all in with it. Okay. That's hard work, isn't it? It's building those arm muscles. This is good. See, it's
That's
fun
right.
for
The
your kids and
Yeah,
exercise.
absolutely.
It's exercise. Anyway, like I said, this is good with any kind of apples. We're going to add a little vanilla to complete the recipe, and you can also chop it or add chopped peanuts, chopped pecans, just to make it a little more seasonal. But with so many nut allergies, I didn't want
Yes,
to have
sure.
nuts for the kids today. Can I help you with that one? It's kind of stiff, isn't it?
Do you want me to do something with apples? I heard. Was there something I could do with apples?
You could, yes.
Yeah?
If you would like to cut them up in
Okay.
pieces just for dipping, we're going to use this as a dip.
Okay. Do we leave the skin on, or do we take them off?
You can leave the skin on.
Okay.
That's fine. That would be great.
All right. So I'll start over here.
Yeah, that's definitely a job for adults. Yeah, I would feel more comfortable with an adult doing anything involving the oven or the knife. Would be good adult job. Okay.
So do
There
you
you
core
go.
this then, Susan? Do you have to core these, or do you just cut them in halves and just cut the
Just-
core part out, or?
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to cut them in
All right.
slices for dipping. And then after we're done with our recipes, the audience will get to sample some, so that'll be fun. What? Yeah, it is. And it's a good idea when you're making this caramel apple dip. It will make your life so much easier if you let the cream cheese soften for quite a while, because it's a lot harder to stir when when it's hard. Can you scoop that up? You want to scoop that cream cheese off the spoon? So, and then we'll give it to Harry to lick after. We'll have him lick the cream cheese off the spoon when we're done. Okay. Doing good.
Oh. I'm so busy with these apples up here, I'm losing all the signs from the crew. I see I can't multitask, you know, I can only do one thing. All of these great recipes, working with Jordan here today and Susan, are going to be on our website, rp-l.com, or you could call us at 973-7200, and you could get the recipes there as well.
Can I do some now, please? Okay. All right, and the last thing we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of vanilla to the dip. We're going to add a teaspoon of vanilla just to make it taste nice and as if it wasn't already sweet enough. We're going to make it a little bit tastier. So we're going to get our teaspoon measure. And Jordan, you want to pour this in, or Nicole? Nicole, why don't you pour it in? Jordan poured it in earlier today.
How many apples would you like, Susan?
As many as you think this audience would eat. How's that?
Okay.
You poured in?
I need more adults.
Okay, Jordan, we're going to leave that in the fridge, please. All right, and Nicole, if you could give that another stir, I think we're almost done with the dip. And then we'll move on to our magic wands, like we were talking about.
Boy, I think you're doing a much better job down there than I am.
All right.
So you can use any kind of apple then for this?
Yep.
And what kind are these again?
I think those are Jonathan apples.
Okay.
Like I said, I like Granny Smith, I think, are the best. They just complement the dip real well, I think. All right. Thank you so much, Nicole. Great
Thanks,
job.
Nicole. Hey, everybody. How about a hand for Nicole? Nice job.
And with the caramel apple dip, it's a good thing to keep it in the fridge a little bit just to let the flavors blend. So we'll stick that in the fridge for now. What? Yeah, we're not ready for that yet. Okay. And our last thing to do is our magic wands.
Super.
And for magic wands, you need a bag of pretzel rods. You can get at the store, the long pretzel rods. You don't have to necessarily use pretzel rods, but if you want that wand effect, you need to use those. You can dip, pretzels are good dipped in chocolate. Jordan's grandpa likes doing that. He's very good at dipping pretzels in chocolate. And like I said, we melted down the white chocolate. When you're dipping pretzels, it's a good idea to add just a little bit of shortening to the chocolate just to make it more of a dipping consistency.
Okay. That sort of thickens it up a little more? Or?
Well, actually, it thins it out.
Oh, it thins it. Okay.
Yeah, it makes it just a little bit easier to dip.
Okay. Okay.
So if I can trouble you again, I need to use your magic microwave.
That's not a problem. I think I'd rather use a microwave than a knife anyway.
But you're doing an excellent job with the apples, I gotta say. Excellent job. That'll be perfect. 30 seconds should be just fine. And while we're doing that, yeah, Nick's going to be our third helper today. Nicholas is going to come up and help us. Very excited to have him. Isn't that neat, that applause? That's so fun.
Jeez.
And we're going to decorate our magic wands with these little jimmies, but you, like I said, you can use whatever you want. If around Christmas time, you might want to use like the colored sugar or little Christmas decorations or whatever.
So those of you in Jordan's class, you're probably pretty excited when Mrs. Miller brings something to class, huh? Yeah, I would be too.
Yeah, well, Mrs. Miller has a sweet tooth, so Mrs. Miller likes to make, sweet things. And we do that, don't we, bud? We're going to stir up the white chocolate so it's kind of a smooth consistency. Mm-hmm. And guys, could you open the package of pretzel rods carefully? It's kind of tricky at the top to get it without it. Good job, Nick. Thank you. And we're just going to do one at a time. And what you're going to do is you're going to dip the pretzel in the chocolate, and then we're going to roll it in the sprinkles. Mm-hmm.
Well, this has certainly kept me busy down here. And quiet, too.
That's good. What? You can put as much or as little as you want.
Oh, yeah. That looks like fun.
Yep, and then you're going to dip it in the sprinkles. And Nick, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to get out some wax paper so you have something to, oops.
You know,
Sorry, sweetie.
actually, Susan, this cleanup, there really hasn't been that messy either. I mean, you know, I guess I envisioned stuff all over the place, you know what I mean? But this is actually pretty...
Well, good. I'm glad.
Well, it's usually because I have to clean it too, you know, so... Or help clean it.
And then after you've dipped them, you can let them dry on the wax paper. No, don't dip them back in. Once you dip them in the sprinkles, then you're done.
And it's like
And then you
double
can
dipping
start.
then.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Two at the same time.
Whoop. You know what we could do? So we can make more than one thing for the sprinkles.
Two at the same time.
Here we go, guys. And kids have a lot of fun with this.
Oh, I can
Anything
imagine.
involving
I can imagine.
dipping. Let's do one at a time, guys. Or two. It's a little bit easier when you do one at a time because then you don't have the chocolate getting on each other.
I hope nobody says food fight, you know?
No, I hope not. I hope not. But anyway, and one of the other goals that I had when I was trying to think of recipes to do for the show was things that didn't have a lot of ingredients. Because the more ingredients, you can have perfectly fun, tasty recipes without having to
Sure.
have 50 different ingredients on the list. So, okay.
Yeah, I can imagine doing this on a day after school or during
Sure.
breaks, that type of thing. Or
Sure. Yep, and the kids enjoy it. It's just a way to get them a little more active
Sure.
than. I know sometimes, and I admit we do this, sometimes we come home from school and, you know, the first thing that happens is we do homework and then the TV goes on and it's easy to just let the day
True.
go away. So this will be a way to keep the kids active, especially during the holidays. Okay.
Well, I think I'll finish with this apple here.
Okay. Thank you very much. You've done an excellent job.
My pleasure. My pleasure. I'm sure it wasn't cut into quite the quarters that Mrs. Davis would be proud of me, but you know.
Okay. Thank you, Nick. You guys, you've been a great helper. I appreciate it.
Because there's an awful lot of pressure here in making sure you have the apples for the dipping, you know. So we have a lot of hungry second graders too.
Yes. They've been very patient. I know this is a long time to sit and wait and watch the food.
Yeah, they have been a fantastic audience. That's right.
But yeah, they did. They did. Thank you so much for helping, Nicholas.
Thanks, Nicholas.
I have a recommendation now. After seeing after seeing how much fun the boys have had with the sprinkles, I would recommend putting the sprinkles in something else, like rolling in maybe something a little flatter, so we don't have big. We seem to have big chunks of sprinkles and frosting in here, so it's making it a little harder to get the wands coated with the sprinkles. But you get the idea.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. And would anyone really have a problem eating that? No, I didn't think so. So
Good.
yeah,
Good.
I don't think that's going to be an issue here.
Oh.
So,
whoops.
did you find these recipes someplace else, Susan, or did you just dream these up, or you know, how did you come across doing this?
No, the caramel apple dip was a recipe that we had with some friends and really enjoyed it, and I couldn't believe how simple it was. So I got the recipe from a friend for that, and the magic ones were suggested by a friend of mine also. They'd had them, and their kids liked them, thought they were really cute. So that was that. And then the monkey bread, gosh, there's a lot of different variations of that recipe out there, but that's very tasty too.
Never heard
so.
of it, but gee, it sounds really good too. I can't wait to have some of those.
Well, I think there's a lot of different names for it too. It's like some people call it monkey bread. I've heard other different names of it. So
Well, all I know is the host gets to eat first.
Oh,
you know,
good.
So, yeah.
let me check on the monkey bread. Speaking of the monkey bread,
So, Jordan, what was it like to have your classmates here? Was it pretty fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure it was.
One thing we do need is a platter to invert the bread on. I'll show you how. That's
Okay.
about done, so I'll show you how that works.
Well, something like this here, would that work?
That'd be fine.
Okay.
That'd be fine. I need to grab a pot holder because our bread's almost done. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I hope that's enough apples.
Yeah. Oh, I think that'll be fine. For now, we've got plenty more.
Yeah,
over a minute,
we've
please?
got plenty of apples.
Just need a pot holder. Ah, thank you.
You're welcome. So we're waiting on the monkey bread now. and we're going to dip apples yet, right?
Okay. Well, the apples. You can see the monkey bread. It's got like a nice cinnamony, sugary glaze on it, and it smells really good.
It smells fantastic.
It smells really good. So after you take it out of the oven, then you might want to let it cool for a couple minutes. And this is something definitely the parents should do, not the kids, of course, since the pan will obviously be very hot. But you're just going to invert the pan onto the plate.
I heard it.
Ah!
I heard it
Careful.
fall too.
Yes, it falls out really easily.
Oh wow! Look at that. That
We
looks
have a
great.
little ring of the monkey bread. Yes, and then we got to do the frosting because the frosting is the best part.
Of course, absolutely.
So, again, it requires the use of the microwave.
Well, I'd like to thank you very much for being with us today, Susan and Jordan. Everybody at Jordan's class, Mrs. Davis, the second grade class from Charles, thanks for being here with us today. It was nice to have you with us. Our pleasure. Thanks so much. And all of this stuff is available at our website, rp-l.com, 973-7200. From all of us at Richmond Power and Light and WCTV, thanks for joining us at Electric Gourmet. Have a good day.
Okay.
Nature's only liquid metal can harm and cure. Because of its unique properties, mercury is found in dozens of consumer products. Mercury's most unusual property, the ability to vaporize, is also its most dangerous. Even the tiny amount of mercury released from a broken thermometer will create invisible, odorless vapors which can pose a threat to human health. Vacuuming a small mercury spill may be tempting, but will spread dangerous vapors even more. Pregnant women and small children are most vulnerable to harm from mercury vapors, which may cause a host of mental and physical ailments. Exposure to low concentrations of mercury vapor for as little as 2 hours can lead to headaches, abdominal cramps, and nausea. If you need information about effectively addressing mercury spills of any size or how to remove and dispose of mercury, contact Ohio EPA's Spill Response Hotline at 800-282-9378.
You are watching Whitewater Community Television, Cable 21.